Hello, and welcome to the St. Ogan Nature Center stories. Tonight's story is called The Woman and the Squid. My captors were unaware, and I escaped. Looking up as I fled, the sky was deepest black velvet, and the moon a saucer with its cup removed. Look, I had taken it and was drinking in this tea time of my dreams, and fabulous creatures came to guide me. We reached a moonlit dock and boarded a large silver rowboat. For the duration of this watery leg of the journey, I was given many details of our destination. I became inquisitive, and the moon, as I looked up, told me about honesty. So I gave my guides the truth about my life. After a little while, we reached the other side of the large bay and disembarked. The beings directed me to what looked like a large refugee tent I had been in once. We went in, but the scene was different. Nobody was trying to sleep or eat or calm children. Instead, small groups of people were seated in clusters facing one another, talking quietly with their heads down, which was unfamiliar to me. The one leading me quietly asked me if I would like to sit down and talk, and I nodded for the others to join us. The first conversation was with a snow owl, who is as large as me but had the face of a boy from India. As the conversation unfolded, it occurred to me that this was the boy who had saved me from pursuers in New Delhi not more than 2 years ago. I wasn't able to raise enough money for them that day, and they lost patience most violently. So I fled, and this boy, who is now an owl, somehow realized I needed help and took me into the area in a building in which he might have been squatting. I didn't ask. I had assured him I wouldn't be trouble for him, but he only seemed happy to have a companion. I asked if he could help me get out of the country to some place very far away, and he did. As he saw me off, he told me I was very beautiful and should stay far away from creepy-looking men no matter how hungry I got. I told him I would try, and I thanked him for his deep kindness. And so I was with this kind boy, or owl, again, and he was asking me about the choices I had made in the depths of my heart since our farewell. The second interview was with a seafoam green and teal robot of a tin man near 3 feet tall, whose colors became memories of a lobby and an office in America. Sandusky was the town I had ended up in next, and the people who worked there before the teal and seafoam green decor were good and efficient, and they secured a place for me at their emergency shelter. And now the Tin Man asked what I believed about myself and my worth. The final talk occurred with my creature guide, who was a little taller than I, human-like, but a pale spectra with squid's eyes and long, bulbous, drooping nose. This one asked me if I knew where hope comes from, to which I replied, one of the gods, maybe? The spectre told me about Hawk and how he comes to those whose hearts are as emptied wallets, free from doubts or expectations, and if they will but look up and receive what he offers. And here the Squid Man paused and entreated me. He has come to build a nest for you now, at the end, as your time here is drawing to an end. This particular nest is for your comfort, protection, and encouragement. As he had spoken, this man-sized hawk had arrived there beside our table, pointing with his wing to a nest the size of me. These people seemed worthy of my trust, so I climbed in. Indeed, comfort and encouragement seemed to stream into my veins from the twigs and branches. These were no ordinary tree clippings giving me the sense of protection by which I was now enfolded. Hawk spoke to me, saying, "The time has come for you to cross over and leave this existence you have known as your life on earth. While you have been here, some have been sent to remind you of kindness and rescue, and now there is another who has come to you." Here a great eagle, as tall as Hawk, came to the side of the nest and conversed with me. There was stillness in my heart like a glass-smooth lake, without movement of memory or fish. His words were about creating everyone, watching them get corrupted, and buying them back at the cost of his own life. I believed in him. From there he carried me past the clouds, to a familiar place that had somehow changed. I couldn't keep from smiling, and we shared a delightful meal. This has been the story of the woman who came from New Delhi to Sandusky, told from her perspective. Told from another perspective, there was a young woman lying awake and exhausted in her room or cell, sicker than she'd ever thought possible. She lay looking up at the round light bulb in the ceiling, and her face and eyes could have revealed thoughts of being free and honest, and of remembering being helped during her life's low places. Even looks of hope and rescue came to her dark eyes before she drew her last breaths, with a smile of belonging, surrounded by love and protection. When her captors came into her room that night and found her dead, the decision was made to get her to the bottom of the lake quickly and quietly. Her body was driven to a moonlit dock and loaded onto a large silver rowboat. As the man who rowed was about to heave her body overboard, he saw, not 10 feet beyond them, the head of a squid emerging from the water. It is unsettling enough to meet a squid late at night, but what got the man more was the look in the squid's eyes. They revealed both disgust and sorrow and, as the squid drew near with grasping tentacles, fierce protection. The man stifled a scream and threw the woman's body at the tentacles and rowed frantically for shore.